Today's headlines. The Department of National Defense and the Armed Forces of the Philippines welcomed the extension of martial law in Mindanao as efforts against terrorists intensify. The public is urged to practice basic dengue prevention measures amid the fiasco over the dengue vaccine. The peso and local shares remain strong as traders await news from the Federal Open Market Committee. And Christmas light shows and other attractions highlight the holiday celebration in various provinces. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. The Department of National Defense and the Armed Forces of the Philippines lauded the extension of martial law in Mindanao. They are confident that efforts to stop terrorism and rehabilitation of affected areas would go unhampered. Here is our report.
An affirmation of trust and confidence. This is how Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana described Congress's decision to extend martial law in Mindanao for 1 year. The Department of National Defense assured the Filipino people that it will not squander the opportunity to finally end rebellion and terrorism in Mindanao and prevent the spillover of violence and radicalism in other parts of the country. The DND chief also expressed confidence that the government can move forward with unhampered reconstruction and rehabilitation of Marawi City. Meanwhile, Armed Forces of the Philippines Public Affairs Colonel Edgar Arevalo said the Congress's decision proves the validity of the military's grounds for seeking martial law extension. He said the AFP sees the extension of martial law as an acknowledgement of the grounds that need immediate and decisive actions, particularly the ongoing rebellion in Mindanao. Both chambers of Congress, convening in a joint session, granted President Rodrigo Duterte's request for the extension of martial law and the suspension of the privilege of writ of habeas corpus for a period of 1 year, from January 1 to December 31, 2018. A total of 240 members of Congress voted to approve the resolution of both houses calling for the martial law extension in Mindanao, while only 27 voted against it. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Senator Sherwin Gatchalian claimed martial law did not affect the Philippine economy as a whole. Gatchalian made this remark after Congress approved the extension of martial law in Mindanao until December 31, 2018. He explained that the security cluster and the National Economic and Development Authority told them that martial law did not affect business, employment, or investments at all. The senator pointed out that the local businesses managed to decouple martial law to the present and future business environment of the country. He remarked that this is the first time they discussed the economy in Mindanao and also the vision as a whole in relation to martial law. President Rodrigo Duterte witnessed the destruction of around 400 weapons captured and recovered during the 5-month battle against the Maute terrorists in Marawi City. The demilitarization ceremony was held in Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City. The captured weapons consist of heavy machine guns, sniper rifles, rocket-propelled grenade launchers, and pistols. PA spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Ray Tiongson said the weapons were crushed and cut into smaller pieces before they were burned. The battle for Marawi City started when Maute group terrorists staged multiple attacks following government efforts to arrest Abu Sayyaf leader and ISIS emir in Southeast Asia Isnilon Hapilon and his cohorts last May 23. Fighting was declared over October 23 after the death of Hapilon and Maute group co-founder Omar Maute. A medical society urged the public to practice basic dengue prevention methods following the controversy surrounding the dengue vaccine. Here is our report.
The Philippine Society for Microbiology and Infectious Diseases called on the public to return to the basic strategies on preventing mosquito-borne diseases amid the dengue issue. PSMID board member Dr. Fatima Jimenez reminded the public to practice surveillance, vector control, and early consultation. Jimenez was referring to the strategies pushed by the Department of Health like searching and destroying mosquito breeding places, early consultation, self-protection, and saying no to indiscriminate fogging. Jimenez advised parents fearing for their children who received dengue shots to consult a doctor immediately once the child shows symptoms of an illness. Jimenez further stressed the importance of maintaining clean surroundings that are free of mosquito breeding sites to prevent mosquitoes from multiplying and spreading illnesses. Using insect repellent is also a sure way to drive mosquitoes away, she added. The PSMID issued a call to help allay public anxiety following the revelation that Dengvaxia is not recommended for people who have had no prior dengue infection, as the vaccine increases the risk of severe dengue. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Ben Tishorna.
The Department of Health Region 6 appealed to residents of Western Visayas not to lose trust in the government's immunization program in the wake of the Dengvaxia controversy. Dr. Rainilyn Reyes, point person for National Immunization Program of DOH-6, said they acknowledged that the dengue vaccine brought fear to Filipinos, particularly parents of school children. She urged parents not to raise fear among themselves and still submit their children to the National Immunization Program in health centers or in schools. The health official reiterated that Dengvaxia had not been used in public school children in Western Visayas. She maintains that other vaccines remain safe for children. She added that the DOH-6 is intensifying its awareness campaign to inform the public that not all shots given through the National Immunization Program pose health risks. The DOH launched the Anti-Dengue Vaccination Initiative in Central Luzon, Calabarzon, and National Capital Region last year. A Pakistani Sword-class missile-guided frigate, the PNF Saif, is in the Philippines for a 3-day goodwill visit from December 14 to 17. Navy spokesperson Captain Lued Lincuna said the Pakistani ship arrived at Pier 15, South Harbor, Manila on Thursday. President Duterte visited the ship later in the afternoon for an exclusive tour. The Navy spokesperson said PNF Saif would be given the customary meeting point procedure by BRP Raja Humabon off Corregidor Island. The Sword-class frigate, also known as the Zulfiqar, is designed for air defense, interdiction, and exclusive economic zone patrol. Lincuna said the visit aims to strengthen Pakistan-Philippine relations. Still to come, the peso and local shares remain strong as traders await news from the Federal Open Market Committee. The local government of Marawi City is ordered to submit a master plan for the city's rehabilitation. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Sangayon ako sa extension ng martial law para matuloy lang yung yung mga rebelde. Mahinto yung mga pambubumba, pangambos.
Para sa akin, ang martial law, maganda nga kung ma-extend mo. Pero maganda naman ang kinalalabasan ng kanila lugar sa Mindanao. Kaya alam mo naman na ang Mindanao ay palagi may trouble. Pero para lang sa akin, gusto ko maging ma-extend ang era martial law.
Ang opinion ko sa martial law na in-extend ni Digong, ni Duterte, parang hindi na ako sangayon eh. Kasi tapos naman ang gera eh.
Sangayon ako sa extension ng martial law sa Mindanao kasi may kapayapaan at wala na mga terorista at wala na kidnapuran sa kasi may kapayapaan na kayo na-control na ng mga batas militar. At conforme ako sa desisyon ng Pangulong Presidente Duterte.
Sa ginawa ni President Duterte na sa extend yung martial law, siguro nararapat lang kasi nung panahon nun dati mura ang bilihin, hindi katulad ngayon madaming umaabuso, kaya dapat lang na i-extend niya kung sakasakali man kung na i-extend niya ng kung hanggang termino niya kung pili, okay lang kasi nararapat naman kasi sa dami ng panahon ngayon na nangyayaring krimen hindi na sila takot sa batas, kaya dapat lang na-extend niya.
Expectations for a hike in the Federal Reserve's rate after the meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee led the Philippines' main equities index to recover Wednesday. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index ended its slide after it rose 0.31% or 25.55 points. All shares tracked with a 0.32% or 15.36 points. Volume for the day reached 1.14 billion shares amounting to 6.3 billion pesos. Gainers led losers 97 to 96 while 43 shares remained unchanged. The peso ended the day's trade little change to a US dollar at 50 pesos and 48 centavos from 50.51 a day ago. A trader said investors awaited the Fed decision and decided to stay at the sidelines. Volume for the day declined to $576 million from the previous session's $665 million. The Department of Trade and Industry of the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao and the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Council had its first ARMM MSME Summit. The summit gathered hundreds of delegates from Maguindanao, Lanao del Sur, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi and other neighboring areas. The participants come from MSMEs, local government units, the academe, business support organizations, partner government agencies, chambers of commerce and industry, and MSMED councils. The event intended to help advance the promotion and development of micro, small, and medium enterprises in the region by empowering local entrepreneurs and providing them with information on the latest trends in the local and global markets. The 10 most promising MSMEs in the ARMM were awarded with plaques of recognition during the program. The summit was one of the programs organized by DTI ARMM before the year ends. The city government of Marawi is expected to present a master plan for its rehabilitation following the months-long conflict against the Maute. Here's our report.
The House Committee on Housing and Urban Development urged the local government in Marawi to submit a master plan on the rehabilitation and reconstruction of the city. Committee Chair Congressman Albi Benitez made the call following an ocular inspection of the 11-hectare transitory shelter project in Marawi. Benitez noted that the Sagonsongan Shelter Project will initially provide 1,100 housing units to siege victims. Currently under construction are 22 square meters single-detached houses, with each unit costing an estimated 160,000 pesos. The beneficiaries are expected to be in their new transition homes before December 25. The city government identified 2 more housing sites in Sagiaran, Lanao del Sur, and Barangay Bangon for 1,600 more housing units. Benitez vowed to push for budgetary support for the Marawi Recovery Program. He said the proposed 10 billion pesos supplemental budget for Marawi City might not be enough to ensure swift recovery efforts. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Feline Cervantes.
Government troops have neutralized 354 members of the Abu Sayyaf group in a continued offense in western Mindanao since January this year. West MINCOM Chief Lieutenant General Carlito Galvez Jr. said the number of neutralized ASG members this year is 5 times higher from 75 in 2016. About 127 of them were killed in separate clashes in Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. A total of 230 firearms were also recovered, seized, and surrendered to the different units. Meanwhile, Galvez said they recorded only 12 kidnapping incidents by the Abu Sayyaf this year. Violent incidents have also decreased to 77 this year. These incidents included harassments, bombings, kidnappings, and killings. Galvez said the campaign against the ASG would continue until all leaders and members are neutralized. President Duterte ordered the West MINCOM to continuously pursue the ASG to deny them of safe haven and to prevent atrocities. Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales ordered the filing of grave charges and 4 counts of unlawful appointment against Panglao Bohol Mayor Leonila Montero. The Ombudsman also found Montero guilty of simple misconduct and ordered her suspended from office for 3 months. The Ombudsman found that in July 2013, Montero appointed 4 losing candidates in the 2013 elections as consultants earning 25,000 pesos per month. The consultants were hired on a job order basis to serve the mayor without executing any contract of service or issuance of any appointment paper duly reviewed and approved by the Sangguniang Bayan. Aside from the penalties on Montero, the Ombudsman disqualified the 4 consultants from appointment to any public office in the government within 1 year. Up next, school officials are advised against holding lavish Christmas parties. Christmas light shows and other attractions highlight the holiday celebration in various provinces. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board held its job fair for drivers of suspended motorcycle ride-sharing services Angkas and Habal-Habal. LTFRB board member Eileen Lizada said 47 employers opened around 3,000 jobs during the whole-day event. Offering the jobs were overseas companies, transportation network companies, restaurants, couriers, and manpower agencies. The so-called Angkas suspended operations starting last November 18 after the LTFRB said the units were operating without business permits. Republic Act 4136, known as the Land Transportation and Traffic Code, prohibits the use of private motorcycles in transporting passengers with charged fares. LTFRB conducted its dialogue with Angkas and Habal-Habal drivers Tuesday to hear their concerns. The staff of House Transportation Committee Representative Cesar Sarmiento also attended the meeting. The LTFRB official added the House Transportation Committee is considering conducting a dialogue with the Habal-Habal drivers early next year. The Department of Education reminded school officials to refrain from lavish Christmas parties. DepEd Eastern Visayas Regional Director Ramir Urtico discouraged teachers from asking contributions from parents to finance Christmas parties and other holiday activities. She asked schools to take into consideration the economic difficulties some families have experienced in the past years. Urtico urged education officials to review Department Order 114, mandating school administrators to hold simple but meaningful celebrations. The directive also provided guidelines for school-based Christmas celebrations. This includes strictly voluntary contributions for celebrations in schools or offices, whether in cash or in kind, simple and inexpensive decorations, gift-giving without leading to extravagant spending, and minimizing the disruption of academic activities. Urtico said DepEd field offices have complaint desks if parents feel that principals and teachers are not following orders related to school-based Christmas celebrations. Following a 6-day trip in the Philippines with a Miss Universe delegation, the Miss Universe candidates from Canada and Malaysia have decided to extend their visit this week. Miss Universe Philippines Rachel Peters invited Miss Canada Lauren Howe and Miss Malaysia Samantha James to Siargao in Mindanao after the two fell in love with Camiguin. After Siargao, the two are expected to go straight to Palawan. Tourism Undersecretary Kat De Castro said this signifies an improvement in Mindanao's tourism. The Miss Universe delegation departed Manila on December 10 after visiting Intramuros, Batanes group of islands, Camiguin, and Bohol. De Castro said the ladies seemingly enjoyed their visit. Miss Universe Demi Lee Nell Peters has signified that she would like to come back soon. Tourism Secretary Wanda Tulfo Teo meanwhile said selected Miss Universe candidates were tapped as ambassadors of Philippine tourism to help promote some of the country's tourist destinations. Christmas in the provinces are celebrated with much spectacle as residents showcase their talents from light shows to Belen displays. Here is our report.
This Yuletide season, be prepared to stay up late if you are visiting the Dagupan as it becomes stunningly beautiful at night. A place of interest is the Paseo de Belen, a village conceptualized to become a crowd drawer and also as a competition for barangays to show their creativity and ingenuity in using materials found in nature. Night visitors can do a selfie in front of the nativity scenes made from indigenous materials. In San Fernando, Pampanga, the Giant Lantern Festival gives the people a joyful and colorful spirit of the season, along with the city's tag as Christmas capital of the Philippines. Locally known as Ligligan Parul, it is an annual lantern-making contest that also draws thousands of local and foreign spectators. Behind the shimmering success of this event are the artistic and innovative Kapampangan lantern makers. Meanwhile, a 54-foot Christmas tree adorned with blue lanterns made by inmates of Ligao City Jail in Albay was lighted last Sunday night. The lighting of the giant Christmas tree has become a tradition that inspires unity, love, merrymaking, and creating economic activities to the people selling their products in the city. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Chris Mundo.
Tropical Depression Urduha has accelerated and is expected to pass through northern and eastern Samar tonight. Pagasa says Urduha was last seen east of Giwan, eastern Samar. It is expected to make landfall between tonight and tomorrow morning. Scattered to widespread rains are expected over Visayas and the regions of Bicol, Caraga, and northern Mindanao within 24 hours. Residents in these areas are alerted against possible flash floods and landslides. Fisher folk and those with small sea crafts are advised not to venture out over the eastern seaboard of Bicol region and eastern Visayas due to a moderate to rough seas. Now, let's check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's headlines. The Department of National Defense and the Armed Forces of the Philippines welcome the extension of martial law in Mindanao as efforts against terrorists intensify. The public is urged to practice basic dengue prevention measures amid the fiasco over the Dengvaxia vaccine. The peso and local shares remain strong as traders await news from the Federal Open Market Committee. And Christmas light shows and other attractions highlight the holiday celebration in various provinces. The holidays are coming soon. It's 11 days before Christmas. For more stories, please log on to www.pna.gov.ph or visit the PNA page on Facebook and Twitter. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm William Theo. Good day.